It began with a whisper from the stars. A ship, massive, silver, and silent, entered Earth's orbit without warning. No weapons fired. No invasion. Just a message. We are the Varak. We come in peace. We offer Earth our protection. World governments scrambled. Satellites confirmed, this was no hoax. The ship hovered, motionless, over the Pacific, casting a shadow across oceans and hearts alike. People prayed. Protested. Panicked. And yet nothing happened. No cities destroyed. No demands made. Just that message, repeated on all frequencies. We are here to protect you. From what? That question echoed in war rooms and newsrooms alike. The Varak refused to elaborate. They offered advanced technology, cures for disease, clean energy, even weather control. But the catch? Earth had to surrender all planetary defense initiatives. Nations resisted. Then, accidents started. Missile silos malfunctioned. Defense satellites failed. Air defense systems wiped. Each time, the Varak issued a calm reminder. You no longer need to defend yourselves. We are here now. Some called it a blessing. Others, a leash. Then came the day a human diplomat, a woman named Admiral Sarah Lynn, stood before the Varak emissary and asked the question the world had waited for. You say you're here to protect us. But from who? The Varak paused. For the first time, they did not respond with the usual script. Instead, the emissary's shimmering faceplate dimmed and the truth slipped out. We protect you. From yourselves. Sarah narrowed her eyes. No. That's not the real answer. Another pause? Then came the words that would change everything. We protect you. From what's coming. From what you might become. Confusion turned to silence. You are unstable. Violent. Evolving too fast. We have seen it before. You become dangerous, not to us but to everything else. That was the day Earth understood. The Varak weren't guardians. They were jailers. The gifted technology. Meant to pacify. The dismantled weapons. Insurance. The protection. A cage. They weren't protecting Earth. They were protecting the galaxy. From Earth. The backlash was swift. Protests turned to riots. World leaders demanded Varak leave. But they refused. We will not allow another outbreak. Your history speaks for itself. They referenced Hiroshima. The Carbon Age. Mass extinction. The rise of AI. And whispered of something even darker. Something buried deep in human potential. They called it the spark. In your kind, there is a spark, the Varak said. When cornered, when outmatched, you ignite. And you don't stop until you've consumed everything. They spoke like they feared us. Not for who we were but for who we might become. Earth's governments debated. Factions formed. But deep beneath the surface, a resistance grew. They called themselves Project Ember. Former soldiers. Engineers. Scientists. People who'd seen behind the curtain. Their mission wasn't just to push the Varak back. It was to prove them right. Because if humanity was truly that dangerous, then maybe it was time to remind the galaxy why. It started with a spark, literally. One Varak patrol drone shot down over Montana. Then another over the Philippines. A stealth satellite, human-made, hacked and reactivated. The Varak called these glitches. But Admiral Sarah Lynn knew better. She was no longer in the UN's war room. She was leading Ember. One night, on a cold mountain base, she looked her team in the eye and said, "They're afraid of us. Good. Let's give them a reason." The next day, Ember broadcast a single message across the stars. Earth accepts your protection. No more. Varak forces mobilized. But by then, Ember had already activated the failsafe. Project Prometheus, a weapon not of mass destruction, but of mass awakening. It was never about bombs. It was about memory. Unity. Every human device, phone, drone, neural net, flashed the truth. The truth about the Varak. The truth about the cage. The truth about what it means to be underestimated. Across the world, people rose. Not in chaos, but in clarity. They had been labeled dangerous. So they became dangerous. One Varak cruiser fell. Then a fleet, because what the Varak didn't understand was that humans don't fight because they hate. They fight because they hope. Because even in the dark they reach for light. And when that light is blocked, they burn through anything in their way. In the final battle over Mars, Sarah Lynn stood aboard a stolen Varak vessel, eyes locked on the fleet ahead. They offered to protect us, she whispered. But we were never theirs to protect. She gave the order. The stars lit up. And the galaxy would never underestimate Earth again. Because in the end, the Varak were right. Humans were unstable. Humans were unpredictable. Humans were dangerous, and now they were free.